Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of JC Live. I'm your host, Dwayne Dunlevy, and I've got some good information for you guys tonight. And I'm really excited about my next episode happening on October 1st with Allison McKay, who was recently in the movie You're So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah with Adam Sandler on Netflix, and has been in many movies, commercials. She just recently did a commercial shoot. So make sure that you tune in to us on that day. Starting something new, which is entertainment business news. And so the big story today, of course, is the writers' strike has been now hopefully negotiated and is going to be implemented very soon. But now there's a lot of talk about the strike going toward the video game companies who use a lot of voiceover actors, stunt actors, and things like that. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. Now, a lot of the talk shows like Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon are all expecting that once the writers' strike is over, that they'll be able to go back to work and have their shows again. But now with this happening, who knows what might happen? The president of SAG-AFTRA, who happens to be Fran Drescher, the nanny, is saying that, these video game companies really need to start thinking seriously about the people that make their video games possible. So that's where we're at. If you haven't tuned in before, my name is Dwayne Dunlevy. I am the host of JC Live, and I've also been an instructor at JC, or John Casablancas, for about 15, maybe 16 years. So I have been working with people for that long to help them get into the entertainment industry as actors and models. And I thought that today what we could really do is focus on a little bit about what you should do if you're thinking about getting into the acting industry or modeling industry, what you can do today to start making strides toward that goal. First of all, I just want to let you know, if you ever want to check out what we offer at John Casablancas, go to jcasablancas.com. And you can also find us at, there's, our Instagram, which you can go right up to our little QR code there right now if you want. We have a TikTok, of course, and our website is also available on QR code for you there. So how do you get into the industry? What do you do if you're just starting to get into the entertainment industry? And that means being an actor or a model. I always tell people, act in your own best interests. So what does that mean? That means that you should really be thinking not like someone who's getting into the business as an actor or a model. Start thinking like a casting director. Start thinking like the people who ultimately will hopefully hire you for these jobs. That means look at yourself objectively and say, when I walk into an audition, what do people automatically think? Because what people forget is that this business is really the only business where it's legal and expected for people to judge you based on how you look, how you talk, how you walk. In any other business, if somebody judges you for those reasons and fires you, you can take them to court and win a lot of money. So my point is, start thinking about how you will be judged. Don't think, oh God, I'm going to be judged. Think, how am I going to be judged? And a lot of times at JC, we talk about how you wear your clothing, how you present yourself, because that is what ultimately causes people to make a judgment on you. And if a casting director is judging you, you want them to judge you into the character, not away from it. And so that's why we often say, too, a lot of times your personal style is not necessary in this business. Your humanity is what people are ultimately needing for the ability to tell stories and sell products. Those are the things that we do. So, first and foremost, what you want to do is prove that you know how to do what you say you're going to do. If you're saying you're a model, then show us what you do. If you say you're an actor, show us what you do. What does that mean? That means show us that you can read lines. Show us that you can walk on a runway with a great attitude and good energy. You know, the majority of what we do in this business is simply putting energy through a camera, whether it's still photos or live action theater or what have you. It's all getting that energy through the camera. A lot of people think it's just about being pretty, and it really is not. I mean, because you don't have to be beautiful to be a great actor. Whereas, you can't walk into an audition and get a job just because you're pretty, unless that's just what they need. But there are so many people out there that are pretty that all look kind of similar to each other, that the way to really get ahead and to get chosen for these jobs is to really have great energy, a great personality, and some skills behind those pretty looks. Okay. So, how can you do that? Record your commercials, your monologues, record the things that you do well. Uh, and especially the things that you do well outside of your commercials and monologues. For instance, your special skills. Let's say that you are a native Spanish speaker. One of your videos, or actually all of your spoken videos, should be done in both English and in Spanish. If you play a guitar, you should really be recording yourself doing a 30-second recording of you playing a guitar with all of the professional qualities that we tell you to record things with. A simple background, good lighting, good sound. Those are the things that are going to get you jobs, because you're literally proving that you can do what you say you do. That's all we need to do. It's just like any other. I always say, when people get into the real estate business, they have to prove to people that they can sell houses. When you get into the acting and modeling business, you have to prove that you can act or model. Like, who is going to pay you to come in and not know what you're doing? They don't want to teach you. They want to pay you to already know what you're doing. And that's what we do so well here at John Casablancas, is we give everybody that step up of knowing everything that there is to the business that you need to be on top of. Your presentation, your auditioning materials, the way that you go to an audition, your slate, all of the things that are really important are what you get from John Casablancas. Now, people don't need to go to John Casablancas to get into the business. And many times people will just go out and try to get auditions, try to go to agencies and things like that, but they have no idea of where to start. They don't know certain basic things that can help you to get further ahead. And really, when you get into this industry, or you're trying to, it is so helpful to have a goal, to have some end point in mind that will then lead you to the next end point. So, for instance, if you're getting into acting and modeling, don't just say, I want to be an actor or a model. Say to yourself, I want to be on a TV series. I want to be in a commercial. I want to have my photo in a magazine. That type of a goal, because it's so much easier to know what opportunities to take and how to get them when you know where you're going. If you just say, like most people who just get into the industry, oh, I'll just do whatever. I mean, anything that comes along, I'll do it. That sounds great. But if you do certain things, it may lead you in another direction and away from the goal. If you don't have one, and then you realize later, oh, that was really subconsciously what I wanted to do, and you were led away from it. So it's really important that you really actively work towards, uh, you know, getting an audition and getting a job, because that's all we do is we audition and we get jobs. The jobs are two things. We either sell products or we tell stories, and sometimes we do that together. But those are the things that we do. So those are the things that you really need to show that you know how to do it. When we say recording your audition materials, make sure that you're recording them with high quality um, aspects. So again, the lighting, the sound, all of that. Don't be in your bedroom with stuffed animals and a fan over your head and all this kind of stuff, doing lines from some movie. I mean, whereas that could be fine for an online influencer, that's not going to be great for someone who wants to get a job in a film or a commercial because, like I said earlier, there's so many people out there that want to do this job that it's not like you either being or not being there is going to hurt anybody. There are plenty of people to take the job. And if you're a casting director, this is also why I say, think of yourself like a casting director. If you're a casting director and you're seeing 300 auditions a day and someone in those auditions does not look professional right away, aren't you just going to be like, I don't even need to see this. You're going to go right past it. Whereas somebody who looks really professional, knows what they're doing, that's going to capture your eye. So it's not like they look at these audition materials and just say, "Oh, are they pretty?" I mean, you might think even for still photography in magazines that they think, "Oh, we just need someone pretty." No, people who have worked with models for many years understand that you can be really pretty and not be good to work with. You might not be the kind of person who's good on a set or who takes direction well. So it after 5 minutes, being beautiful is really only a first step. You've got to have something to offer besides just beauty. Okay. And so actively working towards those auditions is the next step. Finally, just do what you say you want to do. If you want to be an actor or a model, show us what you do. Film stuff in your home. I'm constantly telling people it's 2023. And if you're getting into the business now or are in the business, you you have it the easiest of anybody in all of history because up until basically the pandemic, up until then, people didn't do at-home video auditions. The only people who did that were like movie stars who people understood how they act and what they do. It wasn't like everybody in the business was doing videos to be audition material. Now that's what's expected. You guys literally get to do your auditions in your living room. Sometimes not even wearing pants. You could be wearing shorts and a nice shirt. And you can do that because it's 2023 and things have gotten a lot better. Now, back 25 years ago, when I was in my teens and I was trying to get jobs and auditions, we had to go and spend a lot of money on photographers. And then after you do the photo shoot, you had to pay for the pictures. Then you had to literally walk into agencies, walk into auditions all over New York and Philadelphia and where have you. And that took a lot of time, a lot of gas money, a lot of money, period. Now you are able to do everything and basically run an entire corporation from your home. So if you think, oh, I don't want to do another video, or oh, well, then maybe this is not the right business for you. This business is a business. It's just that. And you've got to be able to sell the product, which is you. Okay. You are the product. So you're trying to let those people know, like, hey, I can act, I can model, pick me for this job. Now, most of the time, you're not going to get the auditions, and people think that's horribly depressing or sad or something, and it's not. It's actually just part of the business. Don't think of your auditions as something that you need to get or not get, or win or lose, or success or failure. That's not what it is. An audition is basically a free class on how to perform or present yourself to total strangers in maybe a 5-minute period and to really present yourself well. So even if you don't get them, you're gaining something from them. And don't forget, if you go on an audition and you don't hear anything for 6 months or a year, you might still hear something down the line. They might have kept that audition and they find you better for this upcoming thing than the thing you actually auditioned for. And that happens all the time. Finally, I'd like to just say, don't do this business just to be rich and famous, because one, even if you do attain that goal of being rich and famous, it's not going to be what you think it is right now. And the way you can know that I'm not lying about that is by simply going on and looking up anybody who is rich and famous and look at their interviews and see what they say about what it's like to be rich and famous. It's not what people think it is. Do this business because it's a great business. You can make a lot of money. You can use your actual skills that you were born with to make that money and to help people tell stories and sell products. That's really the best reason to get into this business. And finally, I also like to remind people that when you come to John Casablancas and you learn about the entertainment industry over 30 sessions, and you're doing your photos and your portfolio and your resumes and things, don't forget that even if you decide down the line this is not the right business for you, all of the skills that you learn at John Casablancas are transferable to almost any other career that you're going to do. If you decide to go work at a department store, the fact that you know how to present yourself well and dress well and speak well and all of these things and are not shy and all of that kind of stuff that comes from going to John Casablancas, you're going to do a lot better than if you didn't have those skills. So don't think of it as a waste. If you go through all of this and find out that you don't want to be an actor or a model, it's totally fine. You can use all of this stuff for everything you do from that point on. So, anyway, I hope that you guys got something out of today's episode and learned a little bit. I hope that the overall lesson from this is just do it. Just go ahead and start filming yourself being an actor, being a model, because those will be your audition materials. And if you get signed by the agency at MTM, or you go through your JC sessions and you find that you are really good at this and you want this to be your life and your career, all of that audition material is going to come in handy, because it really is about having it ready. You can't wait for an audition to come to tell you that you need to have a picture of you that looks like someone professional, like a lawyer or a police officer. You have to already have that photo, because by the time you go and take that photo, 2,000 other people have already submitted theirs. So the idea here is to just have enough materials so that when the opportunity comes along, you have what's needed to get the job. Oprah and a lot of other people have said this, but luck is the meeting place of preparation and opportunity. That means luck comes from being prepared when the opportunity comes to you. And being prepared in this business means having your audition materials ready to go. So I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to tune in next time, October 1st, when Allison McKay will be here again. She's been featured recently on Netflix in the Adam Sandler movie, You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, and many other commercials and TV shows. I will look forward to seeing you then. Thanks a lot.